First, I think it's clear relations have already taken a difficult turn.
Making political dialogue harder and strategic mistrust deeper. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi's recent remarks on Taiwan, suggesting an unusually forward leaning stance by Tokyo on an issue China considers its core interest, underscore the broader political drift inside Japan. Conservative leaders like Takaichi are pushing for a more confrontational approach toward China, backed by expanded military capabilities. If Japan continues down this path, we may see greater alignment with US geopolitical objectives, more deployments along the First Island chain, and sharper rhetoric on cross strait issues. These choices risk placing Japan in direct opposition to China's security concerns, making political dialogue harder and strategic mistrust deeper. That said, it is important to recognize that China Japan relations are complex and resilient. The two countries remain deeply interconnected economically, and Japan's business community, as well as many in its political center, understand the costs of conflict and instability. For China and the region, the hope is that Japan remembers its post war commitments to peace and restraint and chooses engagement over escalation. Because East Asia's stability ultimately depends on dialogue, not deployments.
First, I think it's clear relations have already taken a difficult turn. We had seen Japan suffering from trade war aggressions from the United States. And of course, we've seen the general malaise and structural problems facing the Japanese economy. And I think there was some optimism that these conditions might encourage Tokyo to seek stronger ties with China. And there were some indications that these kinds of developments were being considered. However, the opposite has now transpired. Given the historical legacy of the Japanese war of aggression, combined with Tokyo now touching the mainland's red line with respect to Taiwan. Consequently, if we don't see a significant about face by the Japanese side, whether encouraged by the US or not, or if we don't see a disavowal by the Taiwanese authorities, then I think we can expect these developments to continue to degenerate Sino-Japanese ties and create new security risks for the region.